Last summer, my friend and I went camping deep in the woods. Just the two of us. 2 tents, 2 sleeping bags. But when we woke up the next morning, there were 3 tents at our campsite, and neither of us had put the third one there. My friend Ryan and I had been planning that camping trip for weeks. Nothing crazy, just a quiet weekend away from the city. We found a remote campsite about 2 hours into a national forest. No cabins, no rangers, no other campers, just trees, endless trees. By the time we arrived, the sun was already starting to set, so we set up our tents quickly, mine on the left, Ryan's on the right. We built a small fire, cooked some instant noodles, and just sat there talking while the forest slowly went dark. If you've ever camped before, you know how different the woods feel at night. During the day, it's peaceful, but once it gets dark, every sound feels louder, every shadow feels deeper. Still, everything felt normal, until around midnight. Ryan suddenly stopped talking mid-sentence. "Did you hear that?" he asked. I listened. At first, I didn't hear anything. Then, footsteps. Somewhere in the forest behind us. Slow, crunching on leaves. Not an animal, too heavy and too steady. Someone was walking. We both looked toward the trees, but the firelight only reached a few meters into the forest. Beyond that, total darkness. "Probably another camper," Ryan said, but something about it felt wrong. If someone else was camping nearby, why hadn't we seen them earlier? And why were they walking through the woods at midnight? The footsteps stopped, just stopped completely, like whoever it was realized we were listening. We waited for a minute. Nothing else happened. Eventually, Ryan shrugged. "Probably just a deer," he said. "But deer don't walk like that."
Around 1 a.m., we put out the fire and went into our tents. The forest got even quieter after that. Too quiet. You know that silence in the woods where it feels like everything is watching? That kind. I lay in my sleeping bag, staring at the roof of my tent, trying to fall asleep. That's when I heard it. Fabric moving. Very softly, somewhere outside. At first, I thought it was the wind, but then I realized something. There was no wind. The trees were completely still. Then I heard a zipper slowly sliding open from outside my tent. I froze, every muscle in my body locked, because my tent zipper was still closed, which meant the sound wasn't coming from my tent. It was coming from Ryan's.
"Ryan," I whispered. No answer. Just silence. Then, footsteps again, but this time they were inside the campsite, right outside the tents, walking slowly, back and forth, like someone was studying us. I grabbed my flashlight. My heart was pounding so loudly I was sure whoever was outside could hear it. I slowly opened my tent zipper, just a little, enough to shine the flashlight out. The beam cut through the darkness. Ryan's tent was still there, closed, silent. But something else caught my attention. Footprints, fresh footprints in the dirt, circling both tents, and they weren't ours.
Then I noticed something else, something that made my stomach drop. Another tent, about 10 feet behind ours. A small green tent, blending into the darkness. I was absolutely sure it hadn't been there earlier. But now it was, perfectly set up, completely silent, facing our tents, like whoever was inside had been watching us all night.
"Ryan," I whispered again, this time louder. Still no answer. I stepped out of my tent.
The forest felt wrong, too quiet. I walked slowly toward Ryan's tent. Ryan? No response. I unzipped his tent. Empty. His sleeping bag was still there, but Ryan was gone. That's when I heard a zipper open behind me, slowly, very slowly. I turned around. The third tent. Its zipper had opened halfway, and from inside I heard breathing, slow, calm, patient, like whoever was inside had been waiting for me to notice. I didn't wait to see who it was. I grabbed my keys, ran to the car, and drove out of the forest without stopping. Ryan was reported missing the next day. They searched the area for weeks, but they never found him or the third tent. But sometimes at night, I keep thinking about something. When I first woke up in my tent that night, I'm almost certain there were only 2 tents at the campsite, which means the third one must have been set up while we were sleeping, and whoever was inside it was close enough to hear us breathing.